When you make confit, it's just the duck leg, but you know, we're doing it my way, and you would also be using duck fat. We're going to make confit, we're going to make it in the crock pot. I'm also going to put a chicken leg in there. I'm going to put the 2 duck legs in there, but I also have parts of the duck left. And, you know, I just don't want to cook them right now. I don't want them to go bad, so I'm going to cook them in the butter, in the crock pot. That's right, I'm cooking them in butter. And then later I can take the other parts and just throw them on the grill. So I'm going to treat the whole duck like it's confit. I'm going to cook it in butter, but I'm using a crock pot. And if I don't have enough butter, I might use a little bit of lard.
Confit this duck, and I'm going to confit parts that make it so it's not really confit. You know, it would just be the legs, but I'm going to do the breast and, you know, the top part of the back, like the sides of the duck. And I'm going to do this because I don't want to cook the other part of the duck and I don't want it to go bad. And what the hell, does it really matter? You know, I'm not doing a traditional confit anyway. We're cooking it in butter in a crock pot. So the first thing that you want to do is put some minced garlic on it. I got to put the camera down. So there, I put some minced garlic on it. Now I'm going to rub it with coarse salt, and I'm going to do both sides. And I got to put the camera down for that too. There you go. Now there's salt on it, but make sure and use coarse salt. Do not use regular salt. And the reason for this is if you use regular salt, it's going to be so salty you can't even eat it. So before we put it into the crock pot to cook, to confit, we're going to get all the salt off of it. We're going to brush the salt off of it. So now put this in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 days, and you need to turn it daily. Make sure that air's hitting the whole thing and make sure that it doesn't go bad. Do not cover it. If you cover it, it's going to make it go nasty. Leave it uncovered in the fridge. I know it sounds strange. Just do what I say.
I'm working on my kitchen sink, so I brought the duck out here to wash the salt off. Remember, use coarse salt. Don't use the regular fine grained salt. It'll make it too salty. So after it's aged in my refrigerator for 3 days, flipping it every day, then I wash the salt off, and then now I'm going to cook it in the butter and lard. And I didn't say this, but I am adding lard just because I didn't have enough butter. You could cook it in all lard too.
Okay, so in the crock pot I have 8 sticks of butter, and that's lard. And the reason why the lard is in there, because I didn't have enough butter. So I probably would have needed another 4 sticks of butter, you know, but this will do. I have it turned on high because I want to melt it. I just want to get it all melty, and then I'm going to turn it lower, and I'm going to take the duck, and I'm going to wash the salt off of it with water, and when this melts, then the duck goes in. I don't think this is going to be enough fat. So I don't have any more butter, but what I do have is another thing of lard. So it's going to be about 50-50 on lard. But you could do all lard, you could do all butter. The trick is to cook it slow, real slow. Here's my duck parts that I'm going to confit. I got bees flying on it and everything, so I'm going to take it inside. But confit is only the duck legs, but I'm cooking these other duck parts in there too because I didn't know what to do with them. Getting dark, I turn the lights on so the butter and the lard is melted. And now I'm going to put in my duck legs, which that's actual confit, that you do it with duck legs. So we want to make sure that they get covered. The other pieces, not as important, but I'm going to use them too. We got a duck breast, and we got another duck breast. And I got part of the back. Now, I had another piece from the back, but Bucket, my cat, can open my refrigerator, and he stole it, and he made it nasty, so I gave it to Mango after Bucket was done chewing on it. So Mango, my 7-pound Chihuahua, 17-year-old, he's eating it. So now we're going to leave the duck in here to cook on low. If I had a thermometer, I might check the temperature, but I don't, so I'm gonna cook it on low, not high. And if it looks like it's getting too hot, I might even turn it off for a little bit. The goal is to cook it for at least 12 hours at the very least. This might be done hopefully this time tomorrow. And then when I take it out, you know, you can cover the confit in the fat that you cook it in. You strain the fat, and then you cover it in a bowl, and it chills up and air can't get to it. So it'll last for a real long time. It'd probably last longer if I was using rendered duck fat, but this will last a pretty long time too. And you can actually put the confit frozen, you know, in the freezer in the lard. So, and that it'll last even longer than that. So that's it. We're gonna let this go for 12 hours, at least, maybe 24. We're cooking it very low. I'll check it every now and then. I might even turn it off for 4 hours and turn it back on. Cooking it very low. Look at that confit, it's done. That is beautiful. I gotta go swimming in this lake of cholesterol. Okay, so the confit is done. Here, let me get a duck leg. So the duck leg will look something like this. Remember, you're gonna cook it again. That's the beauty of confit. You could eat it like this, but I'll be browning it on the grill. Now, I could just take it and keep it in this fat and see how it's covered, so it'll congeal, and then air can't get to the duck. So you want to, if you're going to use this, you want to make sure and at least keep it in the refrigerator, you know, covered with the fat for at least a week. 2, 3. It changes its taste. It really does. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be good if I just threw it on the grill right now, but don't. Some things take time, and confit is one of them. I probably cooked this for 13 or 14 hours, very low. I mean, like real low. There were times that I would turn it off and just let it cool down and then heat it back up again. So it's ready. It looks good. This is how it should look. Anyway, so until I put it on the grill, I'm done here. You know, this is it.